Om. 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 Vishwambhara Vasudhani Pratishtha Hiranyavaksha Jagato Niveshani Vaishvanaram Bibhrati Bhumiragnim Indrarashabha Dravine Dadhatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste to all.
Uh, so as Vasudev said, Sudhamati ma'am, I mean, did one webinar for us last month, and it was a very interesting one. So I'll just quickly introduce her. She is an environmentalist, and she is deeply committed to preservation and conservation of our environment. Her field of research has been in ornithology. So it is all about identifying or doing research on avian species in diverse ecosystems. So she's focused on wetland, forest, and terrestrial habitats research. So during her research, she identified over 320 species of birds, and I mean it is contributing significantly to our understanding of avian biodiversity and the importance of preserving their habitats. Okay. She is working as an assistant professor. She worked as an assistant professor in Vivekananda College, and apart from her work in ornithology and her teaching, she is also an advocate of organic farming, and she collaborated with a lot of local farmers and agricultural communities, and she promoted organic farming practices in a very big way. And apart from all these activities, she always believes in experiential learning. So whenever our Kendra does some activities, she takes the students and then show some of the activities that she is involved in, including the sustainable agricultural activities, etc. Okay. So Madam's involvement in wetland and forest bird surveys and her active participation in the elephant survey, butterfly survey organized by Tamil Nadu Forest Department. It all showcases her broader commitment to the conservation of wildlife beyond her interest in avian species. Okay. So I would like to welcome Sudhamati ma'am once again, and I'll hand over to her to continue with her webinar for today.
Morning, everyone. I'm Sudhamathy. I'm going to present my presentation on ecological role of birds and beneficial insects in natural pest control. Right. You see, in day-to-day life, we used to see a lot of birds and insects around us. Right. And these birds, see, even while waking up, we can hear the sound of many birds, but our intention, our vision is not in that side, and we couldn't hear the sound of birds. They are singing for us, but as we are not aware of all these birds and insects, we couldn't hear the bird sound. That's what in the previous presentation itself I told you. Like when we wake up, we can hear the sound of a lot of birds, many species of birds which are around us, which used to stay with us, which are very closely related to human. Okay, and these species are very important to us, like in the sense of like pest control, or they help us from many predators, and they help us in maintaining the crops in many ways. They help us, and the insects too. See, insects in the sense, a lot of insects which we see around us, which comes towards our house, we used to kill them, or we won't allow them to come near our house too. But they are very much beneficial for us. And here we are going to see about the birds and insects which are beneficial for us and for crops, right? And see, this is the ecological cycle. Ecological cycle in the sense, this cycle shows how a plant is infected by a caterpillar, which have a bug or a moth or any flies which laid its egg, and the caterpillar comes out, or its larva, that insect's larva which comes out, and that was picked by a bird. And these birds are also controlled by raptors or the predatory birds. Okay, like the cycle goes on, and these are under threat too. Next slide. And see, this is a sunbird. Sunbird, you all know, I think. It's in Tamil, we used to say a tenchittu. Its favorite food is honey. These birds mainly feed on nectars of flowers, and during the process, it transmit like pollen grains from one flower to another. Like it helps in cross pollination in the pollination process, and during the breeding season, to grow up the chicks, these birds feed on insects. Okay, to grow up the chicks, these birds feed on insects, and it gives the insects to the chicks to get high protein content. And these birds are also very helpful for us. And see the beak of the bird, it's somewhat curved like, and using this, it collects nectar from all the flowers. So these birds build its nest near our house too, and using some materials. Like inside the, when we see the inner part of the nest, we can see a cushion-like content with some cottony substance from plant material or spider nest or whatever may be. It make a cushiony substance inside the nest and lays its egg. And like a small tiny egg, not big egg, small tiny egg. Okay, and these when they hatch out, they used to give insects as feed. And these birds, they prefer to live with the human population. And see, if we grow plants like flowering plants and some hidden areas, some shrubby areas near our house, these birds always come very close to us, and they build their nest, and they used to give birth to young ones. Right. Next slide. No, previous slide. See, there are previous slide. Okay. See, there are 5 species of sunbirds, and 3 species are very closely we can see in our area, like in India, because this is present all over in India. Okay, those are purple sunbird, Lowton sunbird, and purple rumpered sunbird. The bird which is seen here is purple rumpered sunbird. And these 3 birds are very close to us. And this Lowton sunbird, we can see somewhat in very close to the forest area. And purple rumpered, we can see near our house too. For that, to attract these birds, we have to grow flowering plants. Right? Next. See, this has its ecological role, I already told you. And they feed on the nectar, they give the insects to the young birds, and insects are the larva to the young bird to get protein content. Next. And this is common tailor bird. This also is a very nice bird, which is also very close to us. We can see this bird too very nearer to us, because this pose a very high pitch sound. In the morning when we wake up, we can hear very high pitch sound. That's because of this bird. And you can see a black mark in the in near the throat region. That denotes male. And males are brightly colored and females are light colored. And this is the vocal cord sound. And they make the sound to attract their mates. Okay. And why these are called Taylor birds? Next. See, when we see the interesting fact, they're very smaller in size. These birds are very smaller in size, and when we they feed on the insects. See, some pests which are around us. See, some may pose very nuisance or problem to us. Some pests which are closely associated to us. These birds they feed on those insects, and they raise their young ones very close to us too. Next, see why they are termed as trailer bird. See, these birds fold two or three leaves, or one leaf, or two leaves. See, this picture, a single leaf is folded and stitched, and inside that they used to keep some the coconut fibers, some other materials, fiber-like material, and it make a like sunbird. It make a cushiony content inside the nest and lays its egg. See how they are stitching the leaves. Very neatly they used to stitch the leaves. See, this we can see when we open our window too. In my house, when I open my window, I have a this butterfruit avocado plant near my house, and those leaves are very bigger in size, no? And these birds prefer those big leaves, leaf plants, trees, okay? And they won't go very top to the tree for nesting. They prefer the lower region, because they are not very big flyers. They are they fly only at a short distance. They won't fly over a long big height. Okay, and they used to stitch one or two leaves using threads from plant material. Like in calotropis, when these the leaves the fruits burst out, we can find the threading material in calotropis. Then something like spider nest. They collect these twining material from spider nest, and using that material, it used to stitch the leaves and lace its egg. And we can't find like see some when we keenly note only we can find like this bird is here. Otherwise, it won't be visible like to our naked eye very easily, because it used to make the nest very like some hidden in a hidden manner, right? See, when you go through it, you can come to understand like how they are making the nest processing technique. We can go through it. Next. See, this shows its feeding habit. They feed on caterpillar, leafhoppers, aphids, small beetles, then termites, spiders, and insect also. Okay, and these plays a major role in pest control. Like, see, when we have a home garden or whatever may be in our house, all the pest attack, for the pest attack, we used to spray some pesticide or other things. See, when we grow all these plants, the flowering plants and all these plants very close to us, these birds naturally controls all the pest. We don't want to go for pesticide and do some health issues for us. We can grow all the products naturally when we attract these birds, because we can't grow these birds in our house, like growing chicken, hens or chicks or whatever maybe, because they are natural, they live in the natural habitat, and we have to give the natural habitat to them, to control the pest. Okay, next slide. See how they are feeding. See, one, they come out of the nest. Two, these birds, they used to feed the chicks. How they are feeding the chicks with until they go for feeding by themselves. These birds feed the chicks with the insects or larva what they collect from the field. Okay, and next, here too, and it is inside the nest too. These how it's giving the caterpillar to the chicks. And next, see, this is the nest building strategy it's taking. See, first it chooses the place where it is hidden, somewhat hidden place, and also while choosing the place, it used to search for whether the insects are available there. See, if a place with a lot of pesticide usage is there, it won't prefer those places, because if there is pesticide usage, these the insects are larvae, they won't get for feeding. So they used to choose a place where there is free of pesticides. So they choose a place, they used to fold the leaves, a hidden and shrubby plant, fold the leaves and select the nest and make with the nesting material. They collect the nesting material. Both male and female, they used to do the whole process and lays its egg. And both male and female, they used to bring the feed for the chicks too, right? And they used to lay 2 to 4 eggs, sometimes two and some up to 4 eggs they used to lay. These are also very tiny eggs, and those eggs, they are also not visible. Like visible means we can't see through our naked eye. It's somewhat like ஒரு குடுவு மாதிரி. It keeps it egg very deep inside the leaves. Okay, it used to choose a big leaf and very deep inside the leaf. It's not exposed outside. Right? Next. And apart from that, many birds which are seen, the myna or drongo or crow, they used to build nest not very close to us, somewhat far away from us. These mynas, they used to make that nest inside in some holes, in tree holes. Okay, and the previous birds, 2 birds which I told you, they prefer how their nest very close to us, very close to human settlement. And these mynas or drongo or crow or flycatchers, they used to make their nest somewhat far away, like some a place where it is like a forest area. Not forest means thick canopy with many trees or whatever maybe. They used to build its nest. And these mynas are also very good pest controller. And these mynas, see, in Europe, once in 1860s, there was a at that time big pest. Then it emerged, it swarmed out in a large number, and big swarming it happened. And the people from scientists or environmentalists, from agriculturists from Europe, they came to Asia to collect these common myna from India, and they took the chicks from here, and they spread mynas for pest control in their area. And these mynas, they control the pest. And due to habitat destruction in Europe, these mynas, they lost its they lost its habitat in the sense that the habitat where it lived. And see, it mostly this prefers grasslands. So in the grasslands, we can see a lot of grasshoppers and other pests, and they prefer these grasslands. Okay, and these mynas, they grown well in those grasslands, and now it's a major invasive species in Europe. They can't control the population of common myna. See, it's there it's a major invasive pest in that area. See how a species in our area is converted into an invasive, uncontrolled growth species in Europe. See how drastic changes that when one species is introduced into another area for controlling, because for during the nesting season, these birds they used to choose a territory. Inside the territory, they won't allow other species to enter inside, and they are very good fighters during the nesting season. And these birds in Europe, they fight against the native birds from there, and the native birds couldn't find the place where they usually make its nest. That's how these birds are a big invasive pest in invasive problem in Europe. They are posing such problems. Okay, next. And see, not only these birds, see, already Vasudevji told me like within 30 to 40 minutes I have to like wind up my presentation. I have given very few birds, because see, we can see drongo. Drongo used to fly. Drongo is a blackbird, Karunguruvi, a blackbird. It has a forked tail. Okay, they used to catch the insects while flying itself. While on flight itself, it used to catch the birds. Then flycatchers, we are having many species of flycatchers. They are also migratory. They used to catch birds on flight itself, and many species of birds are there in pest control. But why I have given only these three is they are very closely associated to us. That's what I have given these three birds. Okay, and now coming to the insects, which which control the pest, naturally controlling the pest. That is the first one, I could say as ladybird beetle. See, these ladybird beetles, you can see many species of ladybird beetles are there. Here I have shown you this red, black, and red, and another beetle with yellow with black mark is there, and some with 5 black marks, some with 7 black marks, some with irregular black marks. Like many species are there. Okay, these feed on the nectars and also the pest, like these aphids, which prey on, which pose a major issue on crops. Okay, this ladybird beetle, and these beetles are under threat. See, once we because see, while growing a crop, we used to think like the insects are something, whatever is present in the crop are harmful. No, not like that. See, many beneficial insects are there, which are very helpful to us. See, unless these insects are there, we can't thrive, we can't live. See, only these insects, they help us, they naturally control these pests. Not see, the places where pesticides are not used, these insects, they serve as pest controls. Okay, and when we go for these pesticides in large volume, these insects are under threat. They We are killing all these insects, their larvae and their eggs too, right? But if we avoid these pesticides, we can help the like growth of all these insects too. See, this is a major pest control, natural pest control agent, which when we support these species, we can improve health too, right? This is ladybird beetle. Next, okay, dragonfly. See, dragonfly, dragonfly plays a major role in our environment. See, in safeguarding our environment. See, when we see the dragonfly now the dragonfly population is coming down, very much down. See, while on flight, it has three pairs of legs. Okay, and it's a major control for vector-borne disease like the vectors like mainly mosquito. See, when mosquitoes fly on flight, these insects they go and catch the mosquitoes on flight itself. Thus, they control the mosquitoes while they are on flight. And see, these dragonflies lays its egg in water bodies. In water bodies means the freshwater water bodies. In your water tank too. See, when we keep a water tank in our house, when it is kept open, we can see the dragonfly coming and touching its lower, the tail end in the water and flying up. See, the thing is, they are laying its egg in that while touching the water, it used to release its egg. Okay, and they used to lay their eggs only in water, not in any plant or any other plant material or whatever maybe. Only in water, the two in fresh water. And the eggs, when they hatch out, the young one, they are not larvae, they are called nymphs. The one which exactly look like the this one, the adult one, without tail, without wing, the body content. When we think of the body content, the same body content with the big eyes, we can see the nymphs, dragonfly nymphs in water. Dragonfly nymph means it has a respiratory tube in at the back of the tail, so that is it can respire. Okay, and these nymphs they feed on mosquito larvae. See, when the mosquitoes lay their eggs in water, they feed on the larva, and when they come out of the nymphal stage after metamorphosis, when they come out and come out as dragonfly, they feed on the mosquito. See how naturally they are controlling the vectors which pose diseases, and see we are that much safely protected from these insects. But the thing is, what we are doing, we are spraying all the pesticides. We are pouring instead of in our places we are what killing these mosquito larvae by pouring some oil or whatever, maybe putting bleaching powder or something. And these insects, they naturally kills all that. They feed on the mosquito larvae. See how? And they prefer very highly vegetative area for their living, and now the whole habitat where they live are under threat. That's what, because due to over usage of pesticide, and they can't thrive in the environment too, because it is the temperature is going high, and many issues they are facing, and these dragonflies are under threat. Okay, more than 400 species of dragonflies are there in India too, and these species are under threat. And many species. When you come out of your house and when you see in your garden, you can see many species of dragonfly. They come in season to season. They migrate from one place to another too. And these are given least concern. That's what these species are under threat. Next, another species is damselfly. This looks like dragonfly, but very thin. In Tamil, we used to say as Usi Puttan. A very thin structure it has. Okay, the morphologically, it's very thin. You might have seen this species too. This to feed on insect larvae, insects, and this also plays a major role in natural pest control. And these are also under threat. These two lays its eggs in water bodies. We can see these species near very close to water bodies also, but these are also under threat. Next, next. Okay. Another thing, green lacewing. Lacewing, many species of lacewings are there. Lacewing means the wing, they are very much transparent. See the picture. We can see the whole body very, very clearly. Okay. And these lacewings also, they feed on nectars and the insects too. Okay, they feed on the insects. They are also natural pest control agent. They feed on insects like larvae and other things, and naturally controls the pest which are around us. These are also seen in our area, very close to us, and they are also under least concern. We are neglecting all these species, right? Next. Wasp. I have to say a lot about wasp. See, these wasp, you can see many species of wasp coming very close to us. We can say like potter wasp, which constructs its nest using mud material. But different species of potter nest are there. Pipe nesting wasps are there. Pipe nesting means it makes its nest like in a pipe-like manner. Potter wasp means like a pot. It used to construct like a pot, layer by layer. Layer by layer, it makes the pot. When it constructs a pot, see, collect this one. You can see a wasp with a caterpillar, right? This caterpillar, it takes from a plant from and it keeps inside the nest, and it lays its egg over this caterpillar. And also in some nest, in some potter nest, you can see the leaves of the plant where this caterpillar lived also, were also kept inside the nest. You can see that. The thing is, some species, it makes the caterpillar, it sting the caterpillar and makes it to go for coma stage. In some species of wasp, it gives the leaf which these caterpillars feed on to the caterpillar. It keeps the whole leaves too in the nest so that the caterpillars feed on. It won't die unless the egg hatch out, and lays these wasp lays its egg inside the caterpillars. Okay, and when the eggs hatch out, the larva, while emerging, it feeds on the caterpillar. See how the pest controlling is taking place here. They feed on the caterpillars. How, see, who taught them? Who taught them how intelligent they are? They are collecting the caterpillars, keeping inside, and they're giving the leaf which they feed on for them to consume it. See, for their survival, they are giving the leaves too. See, think of the how who taught them to do all these things, how the naturally how these species are living in a very very intelligent manner, how they are living. Just think of that, right? But we are controlling, we are killing all these species. We are not allowing these species to come to us because we are thinking like they are dangerous, and when we see a nest near our house, we used to kill them immediately. We used to break the nest immediately. Okay, and that's what I told you. The potter nest pipe, some nest with the pipeline. Some they dig the soil, and inside the dig the soil and they live inside the soil. And during the breeding season, it go and take this grasshopper. Okay, it sting the grasshopper, make it to coma stage, and keep it inside the ground nest and lays its egg over it. Recent Earlier I saw a video like a ground nesting wasp. It took a grasshopper or a cricket, I think, a cricket from the plants, and it took because the size of the cricket is somewhat bigger than the wasp size. Okay, so it pulled it from the place, and it while pulling, many videos were there, like see how they are burying the insect like into the soil, but we people, we are not doing like this, and these insects, they are burying the dead insects inside the soil. That's not like that. These these insects, what they do is they keep the insect inside the mud inside that hole and lay its egg. The same thing, when they emerged, they used to feed on the insects. This is the thing too, that in that wasp. And another thing is hornet. See, when we think of the hornet, uh, hornet is in Tamil we used to say a kadandai. Kadandai is a very good natural control, pest control agent, and it's a very threat to human also. See, it used to build its nest near under in the branches of the tree or under the leaf of a coconut tree. It's a very big nest with like paper-like material. The paper-like material is they used to scrap the wood, like dried wood from the trees or plants, and using that material they used to mix with the saliva and they construct the nest. And that too looks like a paper. Okay, they are like bees, honey bees. They have a very big colony. They are social insect, and see, these were, some are social insects, some are solitary species too. Solitary species, they used to construct single nest, and social insect, they live in colonies and construct big nest. Okay, and like yellow jacket, another insect. This one is yellow jacket. That very nice yellow colored, yellow with black lines. There are many species are there. Like based on the line pattern, based on the color pattern of the abdominal region or the thorax region, whatever maybe, we can differentiate many species which are very close to us too. These species prefer human settlement areas, and they are very close to us, but we are ignoring these species, right? And the paper wasp, another thing, they build its nest upside down, and they it like it hangs like this. Okay, and inside the nest, they too looks like honeycomb, like a hexagonal structure. Inside the nest, they lays a single egg, and like as such, like honeybee, there are guard wasps are there. They used to protect the hives from the predators. The nursing are there, nursing wasps are there. They used to feed these things, young ones with nectar which they collect from the from the plants. See, these wasps, they collect like these paper wasps. They live in colony and they collect nectar for feeding the young one, and they feed these adult one. They feed on the insect. See how they helps in pollination while collecting the nectar, and they help in pest control too. How major roles they play in the ecosystem, they play in the environment. But we people are ignoring all these species, and these are under threat. Okay, next. A hoverfly. The hoverfly that looks like a bee. But I don't know. What I'm speaking is I'm audible, I think. But the thing is, what you are speaking, I couldn't hear, and I'll come through my another like another system to hear from you. Okay, and these hoverflies also, they used to feed on the insects, and they are also major pest control agent. Another thing I want to mention you is anti-lion. See, anti-lion, that too looks like a dragonfly, a damselfly, very small insect. The very small insect, like these cone-shaped nests are built by the larva which emerge from the egg of these anti-lion. Okay, these, why they are building the cone-shaped nest is, these larvae, they are called kuliyan. In Tamil, they are called as kuliyan. Okay, and they lives inside the nest. When an ant or some insect which comes very close to that the cone-shaped nest, it falls into the nest because without any grip, it couldn't go beyond that, and it falls into the nest. And these antlion larvae, they uh, feed on those insects. Okay, and thus these larvae also, they are a very good pest control agent. These antlion are under threat. We couldn't see any antlion near our house because they also prefer human settlement. Because in olden days we can see very close to our house. We can in when we are in the childhood, we used to take the put our fingers inside the cone shaped structure, and take the larva outside, and we used to see how many larvae we have collected. And nowadays we couldn't see because we have constructed the whole area of our house with concrete areas, and these species are also under threat. Unless we safeguard all these species, we couldn't go for natural pest control. And see, now we are, most of the people have cancer, right? We are seeing large, many cancer cases, and these are I used to think mainly due to the food what we eat, the food which are filled with the pesticide. And we are completely eating the poisonous foods only, either vegetable or whatever may be, completely poisonous. So to avoid these disease, whatever we are facing, we have to grow all these very good garden near our house. We have to give space for all the insects to come very close to us, because my house is very open to all, for all the insects to come inside my house too. In my house, inside my house, we can see many this wasp nest inside my house too, because I encourage all this nest, because the windows are open, and through the windows they used to get inside, and I won't make them to go outside. I won't like putting fans and making them to throw away, like all these things. I won't used to do, right? And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And if I get say,
Yes, please.
Madam Pranam, first of all, my sincere congratulations and gratitude for bringing across such a beautiful subject, and it touches our heart. In fact, 2 years back, I was working on an article on the sustainability from Vedic period to modern times, and I came across a number of books which have underlined the need for maintaining the natural balance for the birds and others also. One of the book which I really enjoyed reading, and I made a brief precise of that book in the article, was a book published in 1962 by Rachel Carson, named Silent Spring. And this book highlighted the impact of synthetic pesticides on, especially of DDT, on the environment. And this disrupts a complete food chain of the birds and others. And this created a lot of ecological disturbances in entire area in the US coastal areas and other places. And in her preface, because one of the biggest thing which touched me in that book was that she wrote that if I kept silent, there will be no peace for me. Means that she wanted to highlight the how these synthetic pesticides are disturbing the natural cycle, and they are killing our birds, and this is not only good for this cycle, but also our farmers and others are also finding it very difficult to maintain their crops and nature cycle. And situation 62 means around more than 60 years. Situation has not changed since then. Still, the organic pesticides and the organic way of living is considered to be a very noble concept which needs people to regularly emphasize upon. Here comes the question that, because you pointed out about the carcinogenic nature of these things, how the cancer patients are increasing and how system is getting disrupted over the period of time. Whether it
Right.
is going to continue like this as a specialist in this area, particularly in birth cycle and other, what is your opinion? Two, three things are happening in a big way. Number one, birds are no more regional, because wherever they find their place, people are migrating them to different places. You pointed out about Mina, that how that disrupted Europe's ecosystem in certain manner. What you feel that whether there should be some policies or still some policies are existing on these accounts? Number one. Secondly, the regulations which are there for the paste utilization and others in the country are sufficient, or whether there is a need for more stringent measures, so that at least people understand that the value of natural cycle, in what manner it has to be protected. I have many things, but I'll stop here, ma'am. Thank you very much for bringing across, and I thought these were my initial observations. I thought I shall share with you. Thank you, Pranam.
Thank you, sir. The thing is, see, nowadays, see, we are speaking about sustainability and all those things, but no, the whole nature is completely destroyed. See, when we see, that's what I told you, in olden days, very close to us, we can see fine soil. Under the roof, we can see fine, very soft soil. These insects, they lay insect very close to us. But now we have completely changed it into concrete areas. Okay. So, and the plants which are around us, not, we don't want to go for other areas which are very close to us. We ourselves, we are destroying the whole nature. In our house, when you think of you, whether we are giving sufficient environment for these species to live, thrive, they can come and go, but we are not giving. The thing is, we are not aware of that. What we people are thinking only, we have to live, only human have to live. Not. When all the other species can live in this environment, we can live. Otherwise, we couldn't live. We don't have even a space or whatever thing. The environment won't support us to live in. The environment is going in such a manner, like it won't support us. Even a single ant can't live in this environment, means how a human can live. How our, because our cells are also made of the same, our body are also made of same cells, and even the ant cell and these insect cells are also made of, they are the same cells only, but the count may differ, right? But the same cell, when the pesticide can kill that particular insect, why can't they kill our cells? That's what we are getting cancer when we consume those chemicals with fruits or vegetables with pesticide. They kill our cells with our intestinal cells. That's why nowadays we are getting lot of intestinal cancers. See, you just go and see lot of intestinal cancers, lot of many. These, when individually, when we come out of this, not, we can't blame any government or anyone. Individually, when we come out of this, I think we can give a better environment for the next generation. Like we must focus on the next generation. Not only we can't, we have to live in the environment. The next generation, they have to thrive. Just think, if this goes as such, how the next generation can live. The next generation, they can't even take a good air, they can't get good water, and they can't have good food to eat. This is what we are making the environment in this manner. Okay, so each and everyone must think of this. Now, this is not under the hands of the next generation or previous generation, or in the hands of this government or some other authorities. Okay, thank you.
One small interaction I had with one Bal Gangadhar Menon in Palakkad way back in '77 when I was touring in connection with Kendra. So he told an incident which happened before independence. In fact, we are talking about the environment being spoiled now. He said that in one of the places, principalities in Kerala, uh, there was really a menace. They called it as menace because Britishers were at that time, and they I think did spraying of this insecticides, and especially if I'm not mistaken, it was DDT. What happened was, he says that the population. He was there in Palgad at that time. He experienced this. Says there was such a silence in the whole town as such. He says it was weird. We were not able to tolerate that silence. And after 3 days, he really said it started raining bed bugs because all the insects, lizards, everything was sort of eliminated, and it started raining bed bugs from the roofs. So they didn't know what to do, and the collector, one Britisher, he contacted the person who had supplied him this insecticide. It was from Bayer, if I'm not mistaken. That specialist, he said that you should not have sprayed it all over the thing. Only the damaged spaces, which is intense, you could have sprayed it. Now, what you have done is the population of I'm repeating this. The population of cockroaches is totally eliminated. He says cockroaches, they eat the eggs of the bed bugs. He said bed bugs are considered to be really menace as far as many of us have experienced it. It was eliminated, and yet because of that, the bed bugs have increased. Now, what we understand by this is, you see, even a small creature like a cockroach, which people are scared of or people don't like it, if it can control the control population of bed bugs, then you can just imagine how much of responsibility we have as grown. I mean, the most advanced species, as we call ourselves. What kind of responsibility we have? If you can think about it, Sister Sudhamathy's lecture will be has been very enlightening, and we have known about it. And I too had the privilege of meeting Salim Ali, Dr. Salim Ali, when I was in college, and I was privileged to be with him when he was touring around. He stayed in our campus, Regional Engineering College, Warangal, for 3 days. Those 3 days I accompanied him. I understood so much, and probably because of that, I became a little more sensitive towards nature. Thank you, Sudhamati ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Have a wonderful day.